Hello, everyone. Welcome to Conversations with Sekani, a podcast for people in their 20s who are trying to figure out life and not get lost along the way. Today's guest is Zulma Williams, licensed clinical social worker, trauma therapist, breast cancer survivor, podcaster, speaker, and proudly known as the swearing therapist because she keeps mental health real. Born and raised in Buenos Aires, Argentina, Zoma immigrated to the US at 31, began her social work journey at 42, graduated at 46, and was diagnosed with breast cancer 2 months later. She rebuilt, returned to school at 50 for her master's, became fully licensed in 2018, and today leads Dragonfly Therapy Services, specializing in trauma, anxiety, and depression. She has survived cancer, abusive relationship, depression, and suicidal ideation, yet refuses to see herself as a victim. Her message is simple: there is a warrior inside you. Zuma, it's a pleasure to have your conversations with Sekani. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. It's such an honor.
Oh, wow. I was reading your intro and I am just wowed. I'm blown away. Like, wow.
Thank you.
Wow. All I can say is I am so proud of you. And yeah,
Thank you.
I want to adopt the whole mindset you have, right? This mindset of there is a warrior inside you. I really want to adopt that mindset, right? So yeah, let's
And
start from
yes, there is, like, if you look back at your own life, you have 100% track record of being successful at overcoming challenges. How do I know? Because you are here. So everything that you've been through could not take you out. Why is this particular challenge you're facing right now any different? Like, don't even believe me. Just look at your own life and everything that you've been through. And yet, here you are. So I am not special. I'm not different. It's like we are all doing the best that we can with the information that we have, one day at a time. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, yeah, I've been doing all those things, but it didn't happen overnight, right? Like, so it's just a matter of just keep moving forward.
Okay. Wow. All right. So I want us to start from the beginning. You started your bachelor's at 42 and your master's at 50. What would you say to someone in their 20s who feels, behind, basically?
Right. There is no such thing as behind, right? Like, you have your entire life in front of you. And if you don't have the answers, just keep asking the questions until you do have your answers. So when I started my bachelor's at 42, my classmates were like in 18, they just came out of high school. And because it's a bachelor's degree. And then when I did my master's at 50, my classmates were in like half my age. So there is a lot to learn from each other. Like, so like, I always say my friends at school, they kept me young, right? Because like they were teaching me about social media and about this and about that, and I'm kind of like telling them about real life, right? Like, because of my lived experience. So but it's like we all have something to contribute. So it's about getting together in we have a common goal, which is to graduate, right? And to do something with our lives. But even if you're in your 20s and you started a career and then you're like, it's not for me, stop. Like, and a lot of parents are going to be like, shut the fuck up, but just stop and wait until you find your passion, right? Like, because it's like you are going to be forced to be an attorney or a doctor or whatever, and it's like you're going to be so miserable. So you will have the degree, but you're going to be so miserable. and then eventually you're going to leave everything behind to live on the beach by me, be my neighbor, so we can listen to the ocean together. You know what I mean? It's like, because that is where your passion is. So I think that we need to take our time to discover what our real passion is. I always knew I wanted to be a therapist since I was a teenager, but it wasn't until life circumstances in my 40s allowed me to go to school. So it's like, okay, there is never too late.
Wow. It is never too late, actually. Wow. So
Right.
yeah. Right, it is. So I want us to talk about, trauma, depression, and survival. You've survived cancer, abusive relationships, and depression. So what did resilience look like on your worst days?
Resilience looks like remembering that this is not going to last forever, right? Like, especially when we are feeling down or we are feeling depressed or we are going to a bad time. Day after day, we feel the same way and we think that we're going to be feeling like this forever. And again, looking back at your own life, when you were going through stuff, in remembering that this is temporary. Whatever you're feeling, if you're feeling great, it's going to end. And if you're feeling sad, it's going to end. Right? Like, so we need to learn how to appreciate the moment. So I think the secret to resilience is to not, so we're all so focused on like, oh, I don't want to fall, right? Like in life, like I don't want to, and it's like, no, it's not about not falling. It's about, so you fall 7 times, you get up 8. It's about not remaining on the ground, right? Like, so you fell down. Okay, get up. Like, and try again, right? Like the worst that can happen, and that's another thing I want to tell our listeners. So let's say you try something different. The worst that can happen is that it doesn't work out for you. Okay, you're back at square one. So why are we so afraid? Either way you win, because if it works out, yay. And if it doesn't work out, you had information about like, oh, this thing is not working out for me. So either way you win. Is not so much about like, oh, I want to do this and what happens. So let's say I recently moved to Panama. Let's say that Panama doesn't work out for me for whatever reason. Worst case scenario, I live 6 months on the beach. Okay. Okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Best case scenario, I love it and I'm going to continue to live here. Worst case scenario, I live 6 months on the beach and then I'll recalculate at that time. Either way, I'm winning, because if Panama is not for me, I'm gathering all that information by moving here, rather than continue to be on the States and thinking, oh, what if I went to Panama? Right? Like, no, I am in Panama. I'm experiencing it. One of the things that people who are dying, who are in hospice and about to transition, one of the main things they feel sorry for are the things that they never got to experience. So it's the regret of like, oh, what if I did whatever, right? And a lot of times when we are young, it's like, oh, what if I try this and I fail? Okay, then try something different. Now you have more information than when you started. Right? Like, so it's like, I think my the biggest failure, if you would, is not trying. Right? Like, is dying with that desire that, oh, I wish I try going to school and to be a therapist, and no. How I'm gonna know if it's good? It's kind of like when we are introducing our kids to new food, and we tell the child, try it. How do you know if you like it or not if you don't try it? It's the
Yeah.
same in life. Like, how are you
Yeah.
going to know if therapy is
If you
for you
don't
if you
try.
don't try it?
Wow.
Right? So it's like, it's about just literally get out of your head and take action. Right? A lot of fears are in our head. And then when we start doing stuff, we don't have time.
Wow.
I went to school full time. I didn't have time to have fear that I'm not going to pass the lesson. I was too busy studying so that I'm going to pass the test, right?
Yeah.
So even when I was diagnosed with cancer, like nobody would have blamed me if I didn't continue with my master's. But if anything, cancer came to show me how bad I wanted to be a therapist, because it didn't stop me, it only delayed me, right? Like, so even when we are confronting these challenges, it's like, okay, it didn't stop. It only, put a pause on. So I wanted to be independently licensed by age 50. I started my master's at age 50. Who cares? You know what I mean? Like,
who cares?
so if you are going to be I don't know, social media manager at 26 instead of 22, who cares? You have your entire life in front of you.
Exactly.
You can start. My dad got remarried at 73.
Wow.
He died when he was 97. He celebrated his 24th wedding anniversary. He was the one who was married the longest. I didn't celebrate my 20. You know what I mean? And he got married at 73. It's like, sir, yes, of course, go for it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, why not? Right? Like, how are you gonna know if you don't try it? So I'm all for just do it, right? Like, to become Nike and just do it. Get out of your head and start taking action. Well, I'm not ready. You're never going to feel like you're ready. You just have to start, and then it's kind of like you take the step and then the path is going to open. We are waiting for the path to open, the Mercedes to pick us up. And no, you have to take the step.
Wow. Okay, yeah. Well, it sounds, amazing actually. And knowing that there isn't really something like failure. I feel like failure is an illusion, right? The only failure is when you don't do it, right? Because that's when you
Exactly.
actually
When you
fail.
don't try it.
Yes.
Absolutely. When you give
Exactly.
up, that's a real failure. Oh, I'm not going to do this because, right? Like, or when you are not taking action, that is a real failure.
Wow. Okay. All right. So yeah, I'm definitely taking that thought process and I'm adapting that one for myself, basically.
Good.
Yeah.
So you're doing the podcast, right? Like, if you will still be in your head thinking about doing the podcast, but I don't have the right mic, or I don't have the right equipment, I don't know how to do, I don't know what to ask, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Yeah.
And all the other conversations that you already had. So it's so wonderful that you decided to start.
Wow.
With all your insecurities, right? Like, and yet you did it, and we learn as we are doing it, right?
Wow. Yeah.
So it's like, this episode might be different than your first ever episode.
Right.
But your first episode is as valuable as the episode you're going to record tomorrow, because without that first episode number 300 is not going to exist, right? If you're still in your head about, well, the logo, the description, and you're in your head, you're not doing it. And how many people have you touched with your podcast, who needed to listen to the message that would have not happened if you were still in your head. So you've been doing it without giving yourself credit for doing it.
Wow.
But you've been doing it all along. You know what I mean? It's like, don't believe me. Like, look at Joy in the mirror, right? Like, it's like,
right? Thank you so much, right? Yeah. Wow. I'm just thinking about that now, actually. I never thought about it.
But it's resonating because it's true, right? Like I'm sure that you had a lot of fears when you started your podcast, and yet despite all those fears, you took action. And that's why you are where you are now. If you didn't take that step, you wouldn't be where you are.
Right. Actually, you're actually totally right about that one. I mean, I could remember when I started, I was so scared. I was scared, but like in my head, I'm like, it's better I do it, and I don't want to use the word fail, but it's better I do it and fail than not do it at all. Because that way, if I don't do it at all, I wouldn't know if I would have made it or not. Right? So it's still a work in progress, but I am glad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's what life is, right? Life is a work in progress. We are always growing, we are always learning, but it's like exactly that. You just said exactly what I've been talking about the entire time. So you see, when I say look at your own life, because it's like we are all in the same storm, not on the same boats. Some people are in yachts, and some of us we are on, like in kayaks, but we are all in the same storm and trying to figure it out. But it's like, if you would have allowed the fear to stop you from even recording the first time, you wouldn't be where you are, right? Like, so, and you learn, I'm sure that you learn a lot along the way, and you start applying all the things that you've been learning. And now it's like you feel more confident, but you feel more confident because you kept doing it.
Wow. Yeah.
That's how you build your confidence. When I feel confident, I'm going to do it. No, you build your confidence by doing it, right? Like when we are babies and we start walking, we fell down, right? Like baby takes a couple of steps, baby falls down. If the baby is thinking like, oh, walking is not for me, none of us were going to be walking right now. What does the baby do? The baby gets up and tries again.
Okay. Wow. Oh, that's interesting. That's actually pretty interesting. That's interesting, actually. So yeah, I want to talk about, designing your life. I mean, you moved to Panama so you could wake up to the ocean. I mean, I wish I could do that, actually. Just that was
Why
amazing.
not? Come on over.
I would love to. So yeah, what practical step can like someone in their 20s take, towards designing a life they actually love?
I think that we need to stop worrying about the financial aspect. I think that when we are aligned with our purpose, the money will come. And also to not, like, I made a lot of adjustments coming to Panama. And I'm still adjusting. I know I only been here for a couple of months, and I'm like, I had a car in America. I don't have a car here, not yet. But I don't have a car. So it's like a lot of adjustments. But are we willing to do that in order to enjoy? So I don't have a car, but I have the ocean, right? Hello. You know what I mean? That is Uber here. So, okay. Do you want to keep your car or do you want the ocean? Like, no, I want the ocean. So,
I want the ocean.
So to gather a lot of information so you can make an informed decision, once you have all the information, start executing, right? Like, so I contacted an attorney in Panama to start the immigration process. I contacted the airline, like, I went online and I contacted a lot of moving to Panama websites to learn more about the process. And don't worry so much about when you're gonna do it, right? Like it took me 6 months from making the decision to actually moving, but it's like I needed to take that time to take care of a lot of logistic aspects of my move. But the other thing is, remember that although you are building the life of your dreams, you're going to be grieving for what you are leaving behind, right? Because I left my friends and my family is in Argentina, and I left my car, and I left my getting together to do lunch with my friends once a month, right? Like, so it's like we need to make room for the grief that comes with leaving everything behind. Because we're thinking like, oh my God, I'm starting my new life. It's like, no, yes, you're starting your new life, but you're also grieving your old life. And not everybody is going to understand it. And that's fine, right? You prove yourself with your results. Words, anybody can talk. But so when people don't believe in you, you go ahead and you do it, and then you allow the results to speak for you. Right?
Yeah.
Who do you think you are to start a podcast? Just send the podcast website.
Right.
You don't need to say anything. Just send the link. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like we allow our actions to speak for ourselves. And it's because you believe in your message that you started the podcast, and the podcast is being successful. So it's like, to all the naysayers, it's more a reflection of their limitations than yours, right? Oh, you are going to start a podcast? I wouldn't do that. Exactly. That's why I'm doing it. Because you wouldn't.
Exactly.
Right? Like, so it's a lot of projection of my limitations. When I'm telling you like, oh, no, don't do that. And secretly, I'm admiring you for having the courage to do it. Right? But it's like, I wouldn't do it. Okay, that's why I'm doing it.
Perfect.
You know what I mean? Like, so it's about to believe, like, if you have, so how to discover what you are passionate about in life, or what your mission is. If you remove the financial aspect, so I ask my clients, like, what would you do if money wasn't an issue? Or I will be singing, or I'll be painting, or I'll be dancing, or I'll be whatever. That's where your passion is. And yes, we do need money to pay the bills and to eat and all those things. But I think that if we are working toward our passion, the universe, God, higher power, whatever you want to call it, is going to compensate you accordingly. Number one. And number two, remember that nothing happens overnight. I always use Jeff Bezos as an example. Amazon didn't become what Amazon is overnight. The guy had a job, and then he will go home and get in his garage and start shipping books after work. So it didn't happen like that. It was built throughout the years with a vision. right? So
Yeah.
there is nothing wrong with continuing your job. So I continued to work in accounting while I was going to school to be a social worker because I still had to pay the bills. But I was building a different future for myself.
Mm. Wow. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for that, actually. And thank you for this episode. Generally, it has been deeply inspiring, especially to the young ones. And yeah, finally, I would like to ask you personally, if you could speak to your 25-year-old self, what would you tell her?
I will tell her that you don't need to have all the answers in order to take action. Just
Hmm.
keep putting one foot in front of the other, and you are going to achieve whatever it is
All right.
that you put your mind to. So it's like, well, I want to have everything planned. Like, no, life is what happens when we have other plans, right? Like, so
Oh,
it's like just just keep moving forward.
hmm.
Don't get paralyzed in defeated before you even start.
Okay, yeah. It sounds simple yet powerful, actually. So just keep going and then we'll have it figured out eventually. Right.
As we
So
go along, exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
All
I
right.
mean,
So
have a plan, but allow yourself room to improvise
hmm.
as challenges come in, right?
Okay, yeah, exactly. All right. So yeah, thank you so much for this. And yeah, I have this session in my podcast. It's called the rapid fire session, actually. I'll ask you a few questions. You just pick a word. Which one would you prefer? So starting now, would you prefer survivor or victim?
Oh, survival, of course.
Okay. Fear or courage?
Courage.
Okay. So safe or brave?
Brave.
Okay. Comfort or growth?
Growth.
Okay. All right. And then finally, shame or self-compassion.
Self-compassion, and thank you for that. Self-compassion is so important because I
Okay.
think we are our worst enemies,
Hmm.
and we hold ourselves to unrealistic standards,
Hmm.
and we get so critical of ourselves, and so self-compassion is so important.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So thank you, Zuma. This has been amazing. And where can, my audience get to know more about you and what you do?
Of course, my Instagram is the swearing therapist. I have my own
Okay.
show. It's called Keeping It Real with Zulma, the swearing therapist. And my website is dragonflytherapyservices.net.
Okay, all right. So yeah, thank you, Zuma. And to my audience, thanks for tuning in to Conversations with Sekani. If this episode sparked something in you, make sure to share to someone who you think might need this and also subscribe so you don't miss out on new episode. Thank you, Zuma, and I am definitely visiting your Instagram right now.
Okay, thank you so much for having me.
All right, so do have a wonderful day ahead of you. Bye.
Bye.
All right.